What's up, everyone? Richie here. I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be part of a project, a series, whatever you want to call it. Whether you're aware of it, whether you're not, this week we will see the release of Deliver Me From Nowhere, which is the biopic on Springsteen, which really concentrates on the 1982 time frame when he was working on Nebraska and that release, which, if you're not familiar with Nebraska, really are probably some of his best writing, just really dark and coming from a really deep place with the writing. So if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. I think you really enjoyed it if you're into Springsteen. So I'm going to try to go through the entire album with you, with some different videos here. I've already got a playlist. You can click on it below where I've got Atlantic City and Highway Patrolman from past videos. But we'll just kind of keep it going with the whole album. That's the plan. Life gets in the way sometimes. But we're going to go over Nebraska for this one. If you're playing along to the album, or if you tried to, let's put it that way, something sounds very off. The closest I can get to it is that he's not in standard tuning, but he's not down a half step. I was playing around with the tunings not too long ago, and typically we tune to the A string to 440, right? If you had a tuner like I do here, I could actually take it and drop it to like 430, 431. When I dropped it to that and then tuned the guitar that way, it was much closer. So you're a couple clicks south of 440 for technical intents and purposes there, right? So, but it's really just three chords, which is a lot of this whole album. It's A, D, and G. And we're gonna go over it. I'm gonna walk you through it the best I can. I would say it's probably mainly finger picked. I'm not a finger picker, so we're going to just kind of wing our way through this. I mean, we'll go over the changes, which are very, very basic as far as it's really one or two patterns, and then it just keeps repeating. And it's up to you if you want to strum it or pick it. Right? Up to you. I'm going to just give you a roadmap here. My videos have always been just a roadmap to get you started. But let's take a look at this one. Nebraska, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere is coming out, in a couple of days if you're into that. So let's get rolling on this one. Okay, so don't mind the mess that you might see on the floor here. I'm still trying to get my new space kind of up and running here. It's a lot of potential, but at the same time, I don't want to wait, to do videos when I can, use the space right now. So it's three chords, Nebraska. Again, it's south of standard tuning, but it's not a half step down. So if you typically tune to 440, tune it to about 430, and you'll probably get a lot closer when you hear that A string. But it's an A to the D, right, and the G. That's gonna be it. I'm not gonna try to finger pick this. I'm just gonna kind of play some chords for you, pick the chords, arpeggiate them, and then you can decide what you want to do from there. It comes in on the A, and really every time you play or you're going into a different bar, you want to pick that bass note of those chords. So stand there on the front porch, right? So stand there on the front porch, right? So that progression is we're gonna go from A to D, okay? Repeat it. So you're playing the A, D, and repeat it, A, D. The change is gonna come when you come to that G chord. And the funny thing is, from what I can hear, even though we're playing a G shape, I think he's just picking these middle strings. So it's kind of like, you got this G shape, but you're just kind of picking the strings in between. So technically, you don't even have to fret it, but you want to, so you kind of look cool, right? So first time around to the G. And that G is only going to be played, 2 bars. At least I believe it's 2, or let's say 2 times around. back to the D, to the A. All right, and honestly, that's about 95% of the song right there. But you have to listen to it. The one thing I noticed about, this song and like even Highway Patrolman off of this album, I feel like the timing and the tempo, Bruce just kind of made his own. There was nothing really super standard about, hey, 4/4 time, and he was just kind of flowing with whatever was coming out. So, so if we play that whole verse pattern, which is really the chorus too, it's hard to distinguish between the two. To that G, back to the D, okay? Now, up to you if you want to pick it. I leave it totally up to you. This is where you kind of get creative. We're going to repeat that. To the G, to the D, all right, that's going to be your first verse. It goes right into the second verse. Keep in mind with this, it's still the same chord progression and pattern, but the picking is going to, when I say picking, just the notes are going to change ever so slightly. And I believe, honestly, you can bar this chord. I believe that there's this note in here, which is what it's the 4th fret, 3rd string. So you're kind of playing this A, but you've got this note in here. To the D, and now we're going to make sure we accent that first string, that F sharp on the 2nd fret on the E string. Whereas the first verse, we really were kind of just picking these middle strings. Now, and I think it kind of alternates throughout the whole song. When you go to that G shape, you're gonna get that bass tone in it, that 6th string, 3rd fret bass tone in them. And then if you don't want to pick it all, you just kind of to the G. All right, like I said, 95% of the song is that. The only real change that I seem to remember is there's a harmonica solo. And the harmonica solo is just going to mirror that AD shape. And then it'll go back into like that, I guess, that final verse. Harmonica. It's playing over this. So I believe that it's a shorter solo, I believe, but basically that's your song right there. A lot of Nebraska is, 3-4 chords max. But for this particular one, I think it's just these 3 chords. But you need to listen to it for that timing and tempo. Some of it sounds really odd at times with the changes. That's why you got to listen to it and just kind of get into that groove with how this particular song works. So check it out. Hopefully you liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie, actually, because I think that time frame for Springsteen, again, coming out of '78 with the Darkness tour and going and doing the River and all that, and then everyone expecting something big, and here comes Nebraska. Even some of the Born in the USA songs were from the Nebraska session. So looking forward to it. So that's Nebraska from Nebraska. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. Later.